Bank of Canada is desperately trying to destroy our economy and our real estate. Hey, and guess what? It's not working. And let me explain why it's not working. So, the majority of Canadians, they store wealth in real estate. It's a major industry and it's a major retirement investment for people in Canada. So, what are the government's options to try and control this, to manipulate it, to try to crash our real estate and our economy? How do they do that? Well, they control with inflation. And what is that? They raise interest rates, which they've been doing aggressively over the last year. So, November, December 2022, we were at peak bottom, and we have since seen a minimum of at least a 5% increase since that point in time. And really, all you need to do is look at the US, because Canada pretty much mirrors the US economy. Our real estate market is substantially different, but we do mirror the US economy in that respect. So basically, the fear mongering in Canada's market crashing has been front and center from our government and media. And the reality is, as I see it, it's not. It's not working. It's a big FU from the Canadians to the government. And here's why I think it's not working. So this is, everybody keeps going back to 2007, 8, blah, blah, blah. Just a little side note to that. I was in a different industry at that time. I was in manufacturing, and I sold predominantly throughout Canada and the US. And I saw the crash happening before it happened, because we had an immediate reflection in our sales in the US market. Our sales declined by 50%. It was a big fucking wake up call. So right now, we are nothing similar to 2008. Absolutely nothing similar. And what I consistently see is, right now, why would anyone want to sell when they have locked in low rates? Let me repeat that. Why would anyone want to sell right now if they don't have to, or if they wanted to upgrade when they have locked in low rates? They don't. So this applies to basically new homeowners, millennials that are wanting to get into the market, baby boomers that are wanting to move and get a bungalow or whatever it is baby boomers do. People that are wanting to need or require an upgrade, they're not going to do it. So the people that want to buy a house right now are millennials. They're the massive population right now, and new immigrants, new Canadians wanting to start and invest in real estate, because that's what we do in Canada. We invest in real estate. So right now, so many homeowners have mortgages locked in below current rates. Normally, the average person sells every 3 to 5 years. But what are they going to do right now? Why would anybody in their right mind take on a mortgage and lock in something that's double what they have currently? Well, they're not doing it. That's a big FU to our government. So who needs this right now? Why would you sell a house at a higher price? Why would you buy a house at a higher price with a higher interest rate? They're not doing it. Boomers are waiting. So they're screwing over the millennials. So people right now, in my opinion, are way smarter than what the government is playing us for. And they're essentially saying a big FU to the government, and they're waiting. They're saying, I bought this cheap house a few years ago at a cheap rate. Home prices have virtually doubled since then. But what are they going to do? They're going to buy something that they paid $300,000 for that's going to now be moving into the 700 to 1.1 million, depending on the area, especially if you're in Hamilton or Kitchener, Waterloo, or Guelph. They're not going to do it. So they're just going to wait to upgrade. And they're basically saying, F you government, we're not selling. So we all know where this is going when we read all these articles. Inflation, basically right now, the government is playing us all for fools. The people know that if they wait another 8 months, 12 months, 18 months, we're going to be in a totally different market, in a totally different economy, in a totally different economic environment, and rates will have to go down. So the people that don't need to sell, that are wanting to upgrade, they're just waiting. They're waiting. They're not retiring. They're extending their amortizations. And this, by the way, is something new that the banks have gotten together, because the banks, they're in business to make money. They are not in business to buy houses. They don't want to see people lose their homes, and they don't want to be acquiring all of these properties. So screw all the doomsday messages, because there's a lot of them out there, and we're not going to be forced to sell en masse. That's not going to happen. And banks, again, are not in the business of buying people's homes. Banks are in the business of lending money and making a lot of money at it. And they are fucking laughing right now because they are making a lot of money. So, no, no, no to the government. F you. The banks are going to be the ones that save Canada, because they're the ones that are coming up with all these new concepts and ideas right now by extending your fixed rate mortgages into 40-year amortization, 50 years amortization. They're saying to people, we're just temporarily going to do this so that you can get through this. And it's going to be a hard bit of time. And then when rates come down, we'll renegotiate. Oh, and AKA make more money, because that's what banks do in Canada. And we're going to charge you with more fees, and then you're going to get to keep your house. So what do you think people are going to do? We're not going to see this massive real estate failure that everybody thinks we are. This is my opinion. Who makes money in Canada? The banks make money in Canada, and they are going to keep making money because Canadian banks are loaded. So bottom line is, no one wants to sell their house right now. They remember the overinflated prices we had just a year ago, because we basically hit rock bottom in November, December. Remember, we're up about 5%. So this is really fresh in people's memories. So en masse, no one is selling. Yes, people are selling. Basically, the houses that have been flipped, the houses that where people have to sell, the houses that have been done, they are selling, and they are selling for good money. I will remind you. So in the appropriate areas, the houses that are done properly, they are selling for good money. Biggest contributing factor to our market not crashing right now is the millennials. So these are the people that have been sitting at home in their parents' basement, in their boomers' basements. They've been told not to sell or not to buy. They've been told to wait. Because of the infamous C word that we've gone through for the last 3 years, nobody bought because prices were inflated. So wait. Well, guess what? Millennials are done waiting now, and they want to buy property, and they are hitting the market. So millennials anywhere from like 32 to 35, they are the new bracket, and they want to get out there and they want to buy. So basically the last few years, because they've been locked down, we have this problem because boomers are still in the economy. Boomers are still working. Boomers still own their home. They're not selling their home because kids have been living in their basement for the past 3 years. And what are the millennials going to do? Housing starts are down. Basically, I want you to understand that we've increased our population by 500,000 people. So we now are allowing 1 million people into our country, of which 500,000 of them are in Ontario. A little podcast that I watched earlier, 50% of that population is below the Montreal line, and 50% of that population is below the Toronto line. So where are they all? Guess what? GTA. So they're all in the GTA, and essentially we have a massive population with a real underscore of lack of inventory. Builders aren't building. Loan rates are so high for commercial. Permits take forever. Housing costs of building are up substantially. So bottom line is we're kind of fucked for that. So here we are. So tell me again how you think the real estate market is going to crash. We are seriously underserviced for homes. This has been happening for a long time, and this is all starting to come to a head now. Investors are not investing in Canada so much anymore because of our taxation and all of the above things that I said. So here we are. People want to own homes. They don't want to rent. They have jobs here. They have families here. So the solution, what do you do right now if you want to own a home? Focus on quality location. Focus on good neighborhoods. Buy in an area that has solid job growth, that has good GDP and good population growth for future investment. These are the areas that hold their value. If you want to invest in Canada, there's high demand in quality workmanship. So flipping is still definitely a good thing. The areas that I always recommend are obviously Hamilton, Kitchener, Waterloo, Guelph, and Niagara. And if you have any further questions, I'm happy to help out. Real estate market isn't crashing. Ciao for now. Peace out. Love y'all. Bye.